Today we're talking about how to stretch a small marketing budget. So in today's economic times, everyone's battling. Nobody can just afford to spend huge amounts of money and not track where everything's going. So that's why digital marketing is really awesome, because everything is trackable and you can tell what's working, what isn't working. So obviously one of the things that you need to be looking at is social media. Yes, it's time consuming, but if you don't have a big budget and you need to be doing everything yourself, you can work your own social media. Have a look at what your competitors are doing and just do it better. Make sure you understand your customers and give them content that's really interesting at all times, and this is going to get your brand out there. The other thing you can look at that works quite well and might work for you is to host a free event. Get your customers in a room, do a networking breakfast, some sort of freebie Friday. That's one of the things that we've hosted a lot, is our freebie Fridays. And I wrote a blog on the paradox of generosity. So if you think that giving away your secret sauce at these events is going to cost you and you're going to actually be telling people how to do it themselves and they're not going to need you anymore, it's actually the opposite. There is a paradox of generosity, and you release a lot of creative energy when you start engaging on this level. The other thing that you need to be looking at is creating a great brand experience and a great customer experience. So you might say to yourself, well, I can't afford a big branding agency and someone to come along and do a whole ton of research for me on my customer experience. But let me just answer that. Creating a great customer experience is actually free. You need to hire people who are on brand, so make sure you know what your brand is, what does your brand stand for, what are the type of people that you hire. Make sure you only hire people that stand for that brand. Do not compromise. Even if they have the skills, you're not looking for people who are not brand ambassadors. At the end of the day, if you're not in the office, they're in the office and they're dealing with customers, and if they're not on brand, they can be damaging your business. If you do want to know what your brand should be, you can always contact us. We can do some research for you and do a customer experience audit for you and a brand audit, and we can create a customer journey for you that's going to turn into customers being loyal and passionate about your brand. And remember, like I always say, marketing nirvana is when your customers start creating content on your behalf and when they start selling your business for you. So that's when they're sitting around a brine talking about your business, and you don't need to hire reps to do that for you. Another channel that you really need to be considering is email marketing. It's a highly effective channel if it's used properly. If it's not used properly, you're just another spammer. So if you're producing amazing content that customers want to hear about, then you should be using email as a very, very effective tool to get your name out there. So start considering the strategies of how you're going to be gathering email addresses legitimately from interested parties, and we can help you with that. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about is search engine optimization, SEO. You need to be on page 1 of Google. Google is literally your top sales rep. If you're not on page 1 of Google, it's pretty important that you get there, and you need to be ranking for the most important words that your customers are searching for, or your what we call long tail keywords, which are the long sentences that people type into Google to find you. And so possibly one of your most important strategies to consider is how are you going to get on page 1 of Google. And that's something we can help you with as well. There are companies out there that charge astronomical amounts of money every single month and they've got nothing to show for it, and we're not like that. You want to work with a company that can show you what they've done. It's not vaporware, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's actually very, very a logical process. So we've written a number of blogs on how you can turn up on page 1 of Google, and so certainly go along to shiftone.co.za and have a look at our blog and spend some time educating yourself, or you can download our free ebook, and we've got a ton of tips in there on how you can get on page 1 of Google. But that's something you need to start working on now, because it may take up to 6 months to get on page 1 of Google. Good luck.